very difficult to get going when it's really cold. It's a nice sunny day today, so let's get stuck into making a mold of this little sculpture. I'm going to do a standard skin mold with a fiberglass backing. I'm just going to get the camera a little bit closer and then we'll get going. I pre-weighed little batches of 100 grams of silicone, and I'm just going to use a standard kitchen scale. I just cover it with a plastic bag just to protect it. Right. Going to zero the scale, and then I'm going to add in 3 grams of the catalyst. There we go. Sorry, not 3. It's got to be 10. I'm using the Smooth On Mold Max 30. And now we're just going to give this a good mix. Once the catalyst is mixed in, I'm also going to mix in about 2 grams of Thixotropic just to make it a little bit more manageable, and then I'm going to mix that again, and as you mix it, this will thicken up. And just make sure that you're mixing all the silicone base. You don't end up with an unmixed little bit in the bottom. You can see this is already starting to thicken up, so it just helps a lot when applying to a mold. And I'll just start by applying a really thin coat of the silicone to the actual piece, and I just make sure that there's no air bubbles trapped on the surface, because this first layer is absolutely critical, because that will determine the surface quality of the final cast. I'm now just going to also apply a collar of silicone at the base, because that will help anchor the silicone in the fiberglass jacket. And then I'm just going to apply the remainder of the silicone to the piece, and now one can start working a little bit faster because the critical layer of the mold has been done. Okay, it's been about an hour since I applied the first coat to this sculpture. I'm just going to mix up another batch, another 100 grams of silicone, and again I'm going to mix in 10 grams of the catalyst, and 2 grams of the thixotropic agent. So I've measured off the 10 grams of catalyst. It's important to mix in the catalyst first. Make sure that is all mixed in properly, and then one can add the thixotropic. That's great, and now we can just apply a second layer of silicone to the sculpture. Okay, the second coat is done, so I'm now sure that I've got a nice even layered silicone over the entire sculpture. The only thing that remains to be done is to build up a ridge over here, because that is where I will cut the mold in order to release the sculpture, and I want a nice thick area to do that. Right, it's time for the last step, and that is to build up a ridge line on this silicone skin. To do that, I'm going to use 50 grams of the Mold Max 30 base catalyst, and then I'm again going to mix in a little bit of the thixotropic agent, and I'm also going to add an inert filler. It's a very light white powder, looks like that, just to give the silicone a little bit more body. And the other thing I've done, I've pre-cut little bits of silicone that I'll just glue onto the ridge that will form the keys. So I'm just going to get the camera in a little bit closer and we'll get going on that. Okay, there's the silicone catalyst and the thixotropic mixed. Now I'm just going to add in a little bit of the aerosol powder, and I'm just going to pop on the respirator for this. And you don't need terribly much of this. So you can probably see as I'm working with it, the stuff is becoming airborne. So you want to just mix this in really carefully. And you can see the silicone is now taken on a really thick consistency. and that is exactly what I want for this job. Okay, and now we're just going to actually, I can now lose the respirator. Much better. And then I'm just going to build up that ridge. Now, I haven't really found that the filler affects the strength and the durability of the silicone at all. And also, I'm not casting hundreds of these. I do small additions of say 6 or 10. So I don't need the silicone to last forever and ever. And once I've cast the addition, I destroy the mold in any case. Okay, now I'm just gluing the little keys on. And when I do this, the fiberglass backing, these will create little keys for the to anchor the edge of the mold. And that will just ensure that I get perfect registration on the on the final casting. Oh, I lost one. And then I'm just going to place a couple along the bottom edge of the mold as well. Perfect. That's the silicone work on this mold done. This has just got to set up properly, and then I'll do the fiberglass backing mold. But that is going to be another installment of this little two-part video series. Thanks so much for watching, and please remember to subscribe, and I will see you next time.